Now it's your turn again. This time write a program that is called MaxThree. So ask user for three integers, n1, n2, and n3. You can again use the nextInt method from the scanner class. Then what you should do is to write an if-else statement and Boolean logic, of course, to print the greatest of the three numbers. So you might assume that user should enter three distinct values or not. It's up to you. So I would like you to pause the video here and then try this on your own. And when you're done, you can come back and look at my solution. All right, so let's try this together. I'm going to use my Max2 because I have a lot of code here already. I'm going to save this as Max3, and I'm going to change the class name to 3. And I'm already asking for n1 and n2 here. All I should do is I should ask for one more. That will be n3. And here's our new variable. So now what should I do is program is going to ask for three integers. And then I can build my if-else if structure. First thing I should assume that n1 is the greatest. So how can I do it? I can say n1 should be greater than n2 and n1 should also be greater than n3. Again, we're assuming that all these three numbers are different than one another. So what should I do then? In that case, n1 is the greatest. That's it. So no comparison here, okay? Else, I can assume another case where now n2 could be the greatest. So in that case, n2 should be greater than n1 and n2 should be greater than n3. If that's the case, n2 is the greatest. Okay. So now what else is I need to create a case for n3, or I could just say else, because if n1 is not the greatest and n2 is not the greatest, so this is false and this is false, then we only have one choice left, which is n3 is the greatest, right? So we could do that. All I have to do is assume that is the else case and n3 is the greatest. So let's try this program. And so you can say Java C max3.java. Then we can say Java max3. So enter three numbers. Let's do 1 and 2 and 3. That's the case for n3 is the greatest. So it looks like 3 is the greatest, is D. Let's put a D here just to fix it. All right, save, compile, run again. So let's put 5, 3, and 1. So 5 is the greatest of those three. One more try. Let's do 5, 7, and 3. And 7 is the greatest. So this program is not going to work if we say do 5, 5, and 4 and 3. We will say 3 is the greatest. Why? Because it doesn't assume that the numbers can be similar to each other. So in that case, we can say what if n1 is greater than n equal to? N equal to. In that case, for this if condition, either n1 is the greatest of all those three, or they're all equal to each other, or at least two of them are equal to each other. Okay, and those two that are equal are greater than the third one. So we can assume the same case here as well. Here we go. So in that case, let's compile. So if you 5, 5, and 3 is 5 is the greatest. So if you enter all the same numbers, 5 is still the greatest. So, okay, that's how we do it. And one last thing is you could have another if, really for n3, not really necessary. So if you want to build a case for n3, you could say n3 is greater than or equal to n1, and n3 is greater than and equal to n2. So that's the case. And then you can also build an else case and then just say something something went wrong, because we don't assume that this to work. If it does, something went wrong. Okay, or you can cancel this out and then you can say you probably entered two of the same values. Okay, you can have one, or you must have at least one if. You can have one or more, 0 or more, else if. You can have 0 or 1 else.